roles and what they do. In every meeting, as we go on in this program, there'll be other guests. You may see reruns like myself and Regan. And it's not because we like saying it over and over, it's because we care and we want to be here to offer ourselves and our networks and our experiences to help you better understand what this leadership program is all about and what your role should be for the rest of your life for the benefit of you and your families and your communities. So I introduced, I said his name, my mayor, who is still in a meeting. I checked with him, he's still in a meeting. Hopefully, that meeting's going to get done soon, and he'll wind up here before the night is over, and we'll introduce and allow him to say a few words as well. Let me say a few words about myself first before I go on to the other guests. I am a chief of police. I've been the chief of police for nearly 25 years in the town of Saddlebrook. 35 years total in law enforcement, so if you do the math, only after 10 short years did I become the chief of police. That's not normal. Then again, most people tell me I'm not normal. But that's okay, because sometimes life is what it is. You seem to be in the right place at the right time, and then there's other times you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I happened, for whatever it was, for whatever the luck of God was, I was in the right place at the right time, and I had the determination. So let me tell you about myself. I didn't want to become a police officer. My family is in the funeral business. Everybody understands what the funeral business is, right? Somebody passes away. So my family, I was born and raised into the funeral home business. I lived in the funeral home. So for me, I knew I was going to college because you need a college degree. That's the first thing probably the young students should understand. A college degree is a must today. Now for some, because of resources, and it's very expensive to go to very high tuition schools, but a tuition is very important. That's why you do good in your undergraduate years like high school. Because if you do good in high school and you have programs like this on your resume, it will open the doors to scholarships, grant monies, educational opportunities to better yourselves. There are community colleges in this state, and there's nothing wrong with that. 2-year community colleges, and then you move on to another college, maybe 2 more years, and now you become a graduate of whatever that 3rd and 4th year colleges. So understand, and education is very important. That's what you need to have your mindset on. And you're taking that first step. You're here in the leadership program. So Bob Kugler, the family funeral home business young man, went to college, graduated college, entered funeral school, now just walking out with a license to operate and be in the funeral business, got approached by a family friend, a cousin of mine, same age, and he wanted to take the police test. In New Jersey, there's a couple of different ways to get hired by a police department, but one of the more common ways is to take the entry-level state civil service examination. My cousin wanted to take it. I took it with him. I scored good. I got the letter from the mayor and the police chief saying, Robert Kugler, at age 23, would you like to be considered to be a police officer? I brought that letter to my father, who was in the funeral business, and I said, Dad, I don't want this, right? Because I'm going to be here with you in the funeral business. The brightest man on the planet said to me, no, Bob, son, you want to do that. You take that job, you become a police officer, even if you don't like it after a little bit of time, maybe 1 year, whatever it is, you could leave for better yourself, whatever it is, and it looks great on your resume, just like this leadership class. So I said, okay, we'll do that. Thank God that I took it. Because let me tell you, after now 35 years, I am standing here today telling you that our profession, our blue-collar job back then, blue-collar pay job back then, is a white collar and a white collar paid profession today. Every police officer here in Bergen County, most police officers in Bergen County, earn $125,000 plus a year. And it's more, but at least $125,000 a year. In my opinion, that's a pretty good salary. Now, you don't do that the first year you join. You got to take a lot of steps. There's a lot of things you got to do. But police officers in Bergen County, for the most part, earn over $125,000 a year. And they work 25 to 30 years in duration. They retire, and you have a pension for the rest of your life. You have medical benefits. You might have to co-pay and contribute towards the health benefit package, but you get that for the rest of your life. Now, please, don't join because it's good pay, there's a good pension, there's good health benefits. Don't do that. That's just some of the good things that come with it. You become a law enforcement and a police officer because it's a noble profession and you want to help your communities. You want to protect and serve. Protect and serve. You want to help others. That's why you do it. So that's a little bit about myself. Now I knew, and I told you, right, the math, after 10 years I became the police chief. I better get involved. I better do things. Because some 35 years later, like today, if I didn't do things, if I didn't accomplish things, if I didn't go back to school, if I didn't become the president of the New Jersey Police Chiefs, if I didn't go to the FBI Academy, if I didn't go to the West Point Command Leadership Program, they'd be wondering, what's he been doing for 25 years? So I've done all that. I was the president of the New Jersey Police Chiefs. I was the president of the Bergen County Police Chiefs. I attended the FBI Academy. I went to the West Point Command Leadership Program. I got a number of awards and recognition from a lot of organizations. As a matter of fact, just a few short months ago, I ran for sheriff in Bergen County, but I lost. And you know what I said? It ain't about winning or losing. It's about what you do after you win or after you lose. And that's what character is. And I can tell you that I stand here today and I was telling my table, I could have retired 10 years ago. I could have left. Today, I can make the same money I make staying home. I don't need to be out. I don't need to be here tonight. I don't earn more money for it. You know what I want to do that for? To help each and every one of you. That's why I'm here. That's why all our special guests come. That's why these members of this organization develop this program. They want to help you. They want you to be the best. And your parents and your grandparents and your guardians and those that are sitting behind you or somehow got you here and support you, that's what they're doing. They want you. Like me. I want my children to have it better than me. My father, my mother, their grandparents, the same thing. Parents want to have a better opportunity for their children. They want their children to be better off than them. In my opinion, I have a hard job. Not my job per se, but the job to make my children's future better than mine. Because in my opinion, I had it pretty good. But that's because of God's blessing. It's not because of anything else other than hard determination, work, and God's blessing. So that's my life story, and I'm here to help each and every one of you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here to facilitate this program and to work with you for the next 6 months. So our next special guest is a girl that I introduced before. Her name is Kellie Reyes. Kellie Reyes is a municipal prosecutor, not only in my community of Southbrook, but here in Bogota. She's a licensed practicing attorney. She's the chief of staff for a New Jersey Senator, Paul Solo. Chief of staff? Or somewhere like that. She'll take it. She just got promoted. But she's a great girl. I know her daddy real well. He was a colleague police chief of mine, retired police chief. But this time, please, let's give you attention, a good, warm welcome for Kellie Reyes. Just don't be as long as me, Kellie.
I will be much shorter, thank you. Hello, everybody. I guess I could give you a brief background of myself. I graduated college back in 2004, and I took an internship with then Assemblyman Sarla, and I never left. started working for him full-time and going to law school part-time at the encouragement of the senator and some of my colleagues. After I completed law school, a few years later, I had an opportunity from a former coworker of mine to become the alternate prosecutor in Bogota. And that's where I started being able to learning how to prosecute. I had an absence from Bogota for a few years due to the politics in town, but I'm now back as the prosecutor in Bogota. I'm the prosecutor in Saddlebrook and Elmwood Park. While I still work for the senator as well, so definitely no stranger to being involved in many groups and dealing with a variety of law enforcement. And I can definitely say the biggest thing is people's demeanor and how they carry themselves, how they approach the situations they're in. We were discussing at the table, you know, a lot of people often will come in with lots of excuses or anger, and a lot of times, you know, accepting responsibility for your actions and setting a plan for going forward definitely helps when you're in certain situations, whether it's going for a job or keeping a job or interacting with other people, and networking is a huge thing. You know, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for former coworkers and everyone encouraging me and alerting me to different opportunities that I was able to get.
Thank you, Kellie. And all our students, if you have any questions or you'd like to ask any of us, the special guests, please, you have the whole evening, the whole program, so please just feel free to just move around as the evening goes on and ask us one-on-one if you have a specific question. But we're here to please, we're here to help you. Okay, our next special guest is no stranger to this program and us here tonight. He is a state investigator with the New Jersey Department of Consumer Affairs. His name is Ronald Regan. I think he enjoys the program more than you. So at this time, please, warm welcome for Mr. Ronald Regan.
Thank you. It's pretty dangerous giving me a microphone. I'll try to keep it kind of short. I do work for the Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Affairs. I am a state investigator, but tonight I am here as Ron Regan. I am not permitted to come here on behalf of the office unless I go through all this clearance and give them a copy of what we're talking about. So I'm just going to talk about from my heart things that I'd like you to know. I haven't met all of the new students, but I will say I'm already biased with my table. I have a great table, and they're telling me how shy they are, but they haven't stopped talking. Great people. A little bit about me. This is my third career. Growing up, all I wanted to do was get into law enforcement. And my parents said, I'm brought up Jewish. They said, Jewish boys don't go into law enforcement. So it took me a long time. I went into business. My first career was in business in New York City. Then I went out opening a restaurant. And I did that for 16 years. Then I became a private investigator. And then I got picked up by the state. So everything is a little bit different, but my passion really is where the chief is. A great job. And other things you'll learn about me as we get along. Anybody ever watch The Sopranos? You'll see me in a couple episodes. Law and Order, you'll see me in a couple episodes. Everyone Loves Raymond, you'll see me in one episode. Sex and the City, one episode. So do a little bit of those things. My poor daughter, if people ask her, what does your father do for a living? She has no clue because I do too many things. I ride EMS on a first aid squad. I'm an EMT. I work part-time for a hotel system. And of course I do the state. But my big thing tonight is I'm going to give you a little bit of life's lessons that I think everyone should know, and not only the students, but the parents. And the prosecutor touched on this. My first life's lesson is networking. And it's not just a word, it's a skill and it's an art. And when you meet people, the first thing you should do is ask them for a card, a business card. of the card, when you leave them, write a little bit something about them. Keep in touch with them. The next day, it was a pleasure meeting you. Kellie, you know, tomorrow she should be getting an email from a lot of people. It was a pleasure meeting you. And you're not asking for anything. You're just keeping doors open. And you will see as you go through life the value of networking. I have a daughter who's now 35, is probably the age of some of the parents, and she's in the CIA. And why? Because of networking. And they were saying, well, how do you get a job there? In life, it's not really mailing in resumes or applications, it's who you know. And I knew somebody, I got her an interview, she had to sell herself, but she never would have had the opportunity if it wasn't for networking. And you do this in everything in life. My second skill, or life's lesson, is learning to ask. So if somebody were here and they wanted an internship with the Saddlebrook Police Department, would it just happen? No, you have to ask. If you don't ask, your chance is 0. If you ask, you have a 50-50 shot at it. Good. So when you go home tonight, you're going to ask your parents for a new car. You got a 50-50 shot. But you'll find everything in life is, you can't be timid, you have to ask. And fortunately at my table, I have my financial wizard sitting next to me, who's telling me all my stock tips and what I should be doing. And for all the parents here, you should sit down with him for half an hour. So, 25 years after you started working, you're starting your real career at 21. Okay, so 25 years later, you're 46. Okay. How much money do you have in the bank? Okay. 42. How much money does someone have in the bank? They bought a house, they have children, they bought a car. What do you think you have in reserve? 10 grand? Let's go high, we'll go 50. Okay. What's the percentage of interest today if you put it in the bank?
2.5.
5?
2.5.
No. 2.5 is even good. You know, well, we'll go 2%. So what's 2% of 50,000?
10.
It's 1,000. So if you put away $50,000 and you never touch it, every year you get $1,000. Pretty good, right? But if you went into law enforcement, like the two gentlemen to my left, and you put in 25 years, but he's exceeded that, and you decide to retire, you walk out with something called a pension. Anybody familiar with pensions? Okay. And you walk out with, depending on what your career is and what agency you're with, it can be anywhere from 60 to 120,000, maybe more, a year. That's guaranteed, locked in, you never touch. So this is a field you may want to consider as law enforcement. It could be on the municipal level, the county level, the state level, or the federal level. They all have pensions. It won't be around forever, but now's a great time to, when you graduate, to think about it. Imagine getting like $80,000 a year, and then you can go out and get another job. You don't have to do this. So when the chief retires, he decided he's going to be a Walmart greeter so he can sit there and smile every day. And you know what? You don't have to worry about anything. So anyway, and my last little life's lesson for you is, as you go through life, find a mentor. You know, it's hard to think about what you want to do in life, but if you have an interest, it might be law enforcement, it might be a funeral home. You know, if somebody were to contact his family and say, I think I'm interested in this career, could you meet with me? Could you sit down with me and talk to me for a little bit? And you know what? It's going to work. A young fella, I'm kind of adopted by a Korean family, and I've been watching the kids grow up since they're little. The older boy, all he wanted to do was become a heart surgeon. Great career. He was a junior in high school, and I said, you have to ask. If you don't ask, you get no chance. You have a 50-50 shot at this. We contacted the head of Columbia's heart transplant team as a junior in high school. We asked, can you meet with Michael for about 15 minutes? And just explain to him how you became where you are. And we got an email back, bring him in. And all the way in, I said to Michael, you're gonna ask him something. Ask him if he would mentor you. He asked, would you mentor me? And guess what? You have a 50-50 shot. He said yes. For Michael's junior and senior year in high school, he was in the operating room watching heart transplants. Okay, so great opportunity. So whatever the field you think you're interested in, if it's finance, find somebody in the finance field. If it's law enforcement, write to the chief. Whatever your goals and expectations are. And after speaking to the chief, you might decide, I don't want to go into law enforcement. You know, I don't want to be in a funeral home. I certainly, you know, I get kind of nervous because every time I come here, he's measuring me. Anyway, so we're going to make this fun. We're going to make this interesting. There's no reason to be nervous. There's lots of great speakers coming each week. Listen to them, learn from them, get their business cards, network off of them. You never know when you have to call them and ask them for a little bit of a favor. So thank you, good luck, and I look forward to sitting at everyone's table each week.
Thank you, Ron. Before I bring our next guest, Jefferson, up, where's Abigail? Abigail Lim? You're the first to, okay, Abigail. Very important that I bring your name up right now because after Jefferson's done with his presentation, I'm going to basically acknowledge some of the members of our organization for their hard work and efforts. We're going to acknowledge